And look at that, everybody. We are live on the Side Quest on a beautiful Christmas Eve. Maybe there might be one more in there. Edition of the show. We're going to be joined. We have a beautiful cast already. We'll be joined with a few others later. Hopefully, potentially, maybe. I don't know. I am this guy down there, Dolly Demosky. Look at that. I can actually point in the right location. This person, Rexley Peñaflorida.
Oh, grazie mille.
Grazie. It's the Italian way
signore.
to say it. Not Italian. And this beautiful person right down there, JJ Holder.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's kind of
like kind of going in and out of existence like the end of
Endgame. Ooh, that's kind of. Are you the Matrix?
Happy Matrix Eve.
Saying hello, Sir Khaled. Yeah, we're gonna have a fun show today, folks. A real fun show.
Are we? What are we doing today?
And yeah, we're gonna talk about games. We're gonna give away some games, and we're gonna just have a fun night in the old holiday spirit. So yeah, how you guys doing?
Tired, exhausted. Barely keeping it together, but I'm here.
There you go. That's the
barely keeping it already. That's a good sign. Barely keeping it already. You guys ready for the holiday? It is the holidays. Are you ready for the holidays?
Oh yeah.
I haven't done all my shopping yet, so
no. Come on, man. No, see what you do, and I never bought gifts like way ahead of time. I know other people did. I was never the buy them in August and be ready. But I am definitely now the buy them in October when all the return policies kick in, which is like you can return this through January 22nd or whatever.
Yeah.
So I started buying in October, knowing that I'm just going to get it. What were you going to say, JJ?
Especially with the supply chain the way it is right now. It's kind of...
Yes. I figured, let me buy shit in October at whatever price it is then. And then monitor that price as it starts to tick down all the way through the holidays. And I think I bought a bunch of video games, Lego sets, toy sets. I got some like NXT, WWE, and AEW belts that I got. And for my nephews, whatever the price was then, it was a third of the price by the time it was all said and done. Because you buy something then, and then they announce a price drop. So you either get the price adjustment or you buy it at the newer price and return the old one. So that way you're continually buying down the cheaper price. And you never not have the item that you want. And I mean, retail loves it because you're like, you've already given them a chunk of money that they've built up on interest a little bit early on. So even with their, with their sales later, it's not like it's bothering them. So yeah, it's good. That's what I did.
It's quite the tactic there, Dahlia. Didn't even think about that.
One of the games that I'll be talking about today, I bought at like I think it was like when it launched. It was whatever the price it was when it launched, and I think I ended up buying it for like $20. Over the last month and a half, so it was good.
I was gonna make a Balan Wonderworld joke, but I don't think it's even worth $20.
I will. No, I'm waiting for that game to get to like $7. I think $7 is my sweet spot, and then I will buy it just for the hell of it.
There you go.
It's an experience worth having, I think.
It's an experience. Hey, we're also joined by Sam Dixon.
Hello, friends.
Never get tired of that cat with a baguette.
I'm gonna put you. Put you up there. Yes. How you doing, Sam?
Good. I apologize for being late.
No, it's all good. You're not late.
Today is my first day off because sports still happen, but they just don't happen in the establishments that I'm in charge of.
Yeah, you're not part of the sports that have like shut down now for the next couple of weeks here. So.
No, actually, surprisingly, so far this year, I've had 0 games canceled because of COVID. The year before that, it felt like once a week. So
wow. So for all you who don't know, Sam is ESPN. The S in ESPN stands for Sam.
Yes. The mouse pays me directly.
The mouse pays me, which is weird because he's a cat. You can see that the cat pictures. I don't know how a mouse pays.
It's the one dominant mouse in that
I had
predatory
to sign a
cycle.
contract saying I wouldn't eat him.
There you go.
It's reverse Tom and Jerry, apparently. Well, hope all is good for you too, Sam. I know we're knee deep in it with the holidays. It's funny because I was looking for news, and there isn't like anything. Since the last podcast episode, we talked about the Splinter Cell remake. By the way, I will say I'm literally just flipping through our stories over the last week, and I have to say my favorite story that I've written through this entire year I wrote last week, which was Nicolas Cage's new movie stars Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned his name at least 21 times in like 8 sentences, and like 4 of those sentences were like short, like "this is cool" type of thing. So yeah, definitely.
I'm personally partial to your Windjammers too, and
the Windjammers. Yeah.
You
know what? I would be much more direct with my post. The Windjammers one was, "Hey JJ, Windjammers 2 launches in January," and I said the game you really want to play has a release date, and it's soon. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna let me share this real quick. I don't think you were on the last episode. I think it was Taylor and Zach.
Yeah.
So they talked all about Final Fantasy. But yeah, here it is. Hey JJ, when Windjammers 2 launches in January, I even said, "Hey JJ, you know that game that you always talk about, Windjammers? The sequel that you've been really looking forward to finally has a release date." You remember Windjammers 2, right? Of course, that's where I go all up. And you got
graphics
really
look hot.
They look hot, exactly. There's even a mode with a very good boy or girl, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you got me really hyped up for this, dude. Maybe I'll head over to your house on January 20th, 2022 and play it on your
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
Sweet
That
just
plug.
really lean into the whole joke. And
I might just continue. You know what? That was very easy for me to write. Probably the easiest article that I've written in weeks. So I might go heavy into that. But yeah, it's good. It's good times. Good times. But yeah, you're excited about Windjammers too, right?
Hell yeah, I'm excited about it. I have pre-ordered the limited run games edition already.
Oh damn!
Nice.
I'm not going to get the most expensive version of Windjammers.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I wouldn't expect you not to.
If I wanted the MVS version, though, it was going to cost me like $1,000 of the original game. So,
damn, what?
The MVS games, because there was only like a handful of them made of Windjammers, so they're incredibly expensive. It's just, if you want an AES version, well, good luck. I hope you don't want your house anymore.
Well,
there is one very depressing news story that
what's
came
that
out today. Final Fantasy VI was delayed.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VI, the game that releases in 1994, has been delayed. Tell us how this was delayed, JJ.
They posted on their Steam page that they need like some extra time to polish Final Fantasy VI. So it's coming out in February, they said? February 2022?
They're looking to see how much they can fuck up the font like on those last releases.
Oh,
they just really want to get in there and just really fuck with that font.
I think you're right.
If there was ever a time for Comic Sans, this is it.
There you go.
God, Comic Sans is beautiful.
This is the final release of
yeah.
Or go crazy. Go Papyrus. Impact, maybe, if you're feeling lucky.
Just Wingdings and make it completely unreadable throughout.
There you go.
You know what is actually kind of interesting? Speaking of Final Fantasy VI, the best version is the Game Boy Advance version.
I like the Game Boy Advance version.
I like it because it also has those extra the modes in there. And the best place to play that version is right here on the Analog Pocket, which
man, look at that segue. I was like, where are you going with this?
You order it today, like I need to. You'll get this beautiful piece of equipment in 2028.
Yes. Analog, well known for being a timely company with their
Yeah, you like that aesthetic? You gotta wait 20 years for that baby to come to you.
Oh god, look how beautiful that is.
Is this where I plug? Is this where like I do a Star Citizen joke? Like what comes out first, this or Star Citizen?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, people already have this in hand, so
yes.
It's
not you, JJ. When does yours come in?
I think it was like Q2.
Okay. All right. But look at you could play GBA games right here.
I'm getting all the adapters. I'm getting all the adapters. Not now. I'm not made of money.
So you need the adapter. So you can plug the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color and the Japanese Game Boy games right into the
Right
pocket.
into
But to use the Genesis or whatever Game Gear, Neo Geo, and Atari Lynx, you need those adapters, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will also need to buy Atari Lynx games.
Yeah, that's the hard caveat right there.
As we all know, I have plenty of Neo Geo Pocket Color games.
Yeah,
there you go.
It does. It looks really nice, Sir Khalid. Khalid, I think it's Sir Khalid. It's a beautiful.
I like their mix of games that they've chosen. It's 2 Castlevanias and Tetris.
Yeah, like they know their audience, right?
Mm-hmm. And their audience is JJ. I mean, they really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. They got their MIDI built.
You do a MIDI in there? Look at that.
Badass.
If you wanted to order one, if you haven't done it yet, you will not get it till 2023.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? As long as they don't charge, look at it, it's beautiful. If they don't charge you till they ship, it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead and because, obviously supply constraints right now. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. Supply constraints and everything else.
Yeah.
You say 2023, it'll probably arrive earlier. Because we don't know what's going to happen. I think they're being ultra conservative with their time.
Exactly.
Very smartly.
Based on now, this very moment in time, it's 2023 because they know what they're going to have. That's what the supply chain looks like. But,
yes. And if the supply chain improves, which it might, then you can be getting it earlier. But you can.
I can't help but look at this and know that we all have greasy fingers, and that thing is not going to stay in that matte coating. For an hour.
Yeah, I'm the idiot. I ordered the white one. I know that thing's not gonna.
I mean, it is freaking beautiful.
I mean, honestly, though, I think you're better off with the white, especially if you don't want to have it look like it's smudged to death. You're better off on the white than you are on the black.
As somebody who once owned a white car and then painted it black because he thought it would be easier to clean, it is harder to clean a white than it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? White looks like it always has pee or poop on it. Black, at least, like a dark color car, at least you can tell it's
You'll
dirty.
see every ding, nick, and scratch that ever gets in it, but you're definitely not going to see all of the dirt. The Cheetos dust is
correct.
The
Cheetos.
You go.
Did you know water could make something look dirty? Get a black car.
True. Very true. Very true. Let's see here. Hey, real quick. I'm going to put on something right now. All right. Wait, let me do this first. Hold on. Something's happening. Something's happening.
He's brewing something.
Something's happening.
Uh-oh. This is creepy. I don't like it.
I don't like this.
You know what? I got an idea. Let me do this. Let me turn off the camera real quick.
Mom?
That makes it that's somehow even worse.
That is not. I don't know what's happening. Just so people who are watching know, we have not been clued in about this.
This is a real fly by the seat of our pants podcast.
It could be literally anything, which makes me probably more uncomfortable than anything else.
Yeah, I have.
God!
It's just me.
No,
hey,
it's not that.
It's just you, Sam.
Look at the baguette hour.
There it is.
Top left. You ready?
Oh God. Okay.
It's time for the first giveaway of the evening. First of all, got this badass mask from Amazon. Check this shit out, man. It's got the Santa nose, the mouth in there, the beard, and it really got me thinking. You know what? I kind of want to grow out a beard. I think
now you know how I live every day.
You and JJ, yep. You guys look, but are either your beards just beautifully white and majestic?
Thank God, no.
It hopefully will be at some point in my life.
Well, let me put this sucker down because it is a little warm. I'm gonna give away the first code for a game.
This is Windjammers 2, by the way. No, it's not.
It is Windjammers.
Son of a bitch.
Wouldn't that be great?
My
All right.
code. Just hit it.
Ooh, I almost spilled my water there. Okay, the very first code is going to be for Steam. For
all of Steam.
Yeah, exactly. All of Steam. It is for Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. And that code is, I'm going to say it, start saying it, and then I'm going to drop the image in, or the code in. That way people don't get, they don't get ahead of themselves and copy paste all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Get ready.
Type it into the little runner that runs across the bottom.
It is. It's going to be. It's already there. Yep. It's a scroll across the bottom.
The Cryon.
Ready?
Yeah.
It is Q8CKY 023AZ V9595. Q8CKY 023AZ V9595. Wait, how did I get this to scroll? There we go. Now I save it. There we go.
Doing
Punch that code in.
Yeah.
I'm learning on the fly right here.
CKY,
You're interested.
Baby.
Yeah, Q8CKY. This is for the definitive edition of Darksiders 2. Thank you to my Humble Bumble account, where I've had all these codes in there, and
Bumble's Bounce, if you recall.
So that's it's a great game. Let us know if you're the person who snags it. So I'm sure somebody. Oh, there's somebody at my front door. Oh, you know what's really funny is I have the Ring doorbell, and there's no one at my front door, but I have my inflatable Christmas decorations. And so now that it's really windy outside and the snowman and the elf both kind of move, it sets off my Ring doorbell. So I'm always like, literally at like 2:00 in the morning, I was freaking out. I'm like, who's at my front door? And I had left the Christmas lights on. There's nobody at my front door. Okay. There you go. That's the first code. We're going to have a bunch of codes today, so be ready. What else? News-wise, what else is there? Let me see. I'm trying to find anything news-wise.
PlayStation Plus owners get the
let's talk about this
for PlayStation Final Fantasy VII. So finally, that's something. So
that is kind of a new thing.
If you got Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation Plus, you didn't get the PlayStation 5 upgrade, but now you can get the PlayStation 5 upgrade. Still don't get the DLC. Still got to spend the extra cheddar for the DLC, but you do get the
cheddar,
PS5.
as we like to say. It's actually a really cool thing because a lot of folks got the game through PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
And then like I have it on disc, but now you know what I can do? I get rid of that disc because I can just go right into the PS5 version and get that intergrade story. So if anyone wants to buy that PlayStation 5, giving away right now a PlayStation 4 version. No, I'm just kidding. But so that's actually a really cool deal.
It's free with $20 purchase.
There it is. That should be
Just getting a different pen. Ugh.
Okay.
That should be like
different pen there.
I don't know like what kicked all of this off. Maybe it was I'm trying to remember of like the first PS4 game that was going to be on PS5. And like I know like it's something that we've always like talked about, like when you're especially when a new console comes out, it's like what's the backwards compatibility like? And I think for this set of consoles, or at least on the PS5 side, we've had like the director's cut of things that I more have like unashamedly like shelled out money for, because dang it, they're games I like. But it's just kind of interesting what the approach is nowadays to back in the day where it's just like just pop it in, you're good to go, and it's like now it's like we may give it to you, you may not be like like you could maybe play it, you could maybe not play it on your current console. It's strange.
I think like it's reasonable this time around, for especially with this Final Fantasy one. So it's like, we're giving it away. We're giving the free version, the upgrade away later on. Like that makes a lot of sense. Like people were mad that they weren't getting it day and date with like the freebie on PlayStation Plus, but I get it. I get where they're coming from it. It's whatever. It's all they all want that extra $10 that you're gonna get or whatever for the or 20 or I forget how much to integrate. Like
part of me is still like I'm still sitting here like wondering like why it takes so long for PlayStation Plus and just the network in general to kind of get these things going, whereas like it's so easy on Xbox Game Pass.
It was so remember how impossible it was to transfer like data from PS4 versions to PS5 versions. I don't understand the Spider-Man one. It's like, well, we hope you still have your Spider-Man game. Because you need to download it, upload it, then delete the game because you obviously ran out of disk drive space. Download the new Spider-Man and then download the save from within Spider-Man. I have my save in the cloud. You need to figure that out. With the Xbox, everything just sort of like immediately just works. Like, no matter what version you're on, wherever you're at, it's just like it's all the same. It's all the same.
We've had a crazy reversal of fortune from like the last when the last console generation was announced. You remember that like Sony had that whole dig at Xbox of like, here's how you share games, and it was like, here you go, and then it was like pretty easy.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I feel like I think to this day Xbox Game Pass is still like that gold standard for like how you really want to roll out a program like that. I know obviously like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Game Pass are not the same kind of realm. I think PlayStation Now is in that kind of area, but I mean shit, that needs like a whole other rework on its own, right?
Need to reboot that whole franchise.
Yeah.
But it's funny that this generation is going to absolutely be sort of dictated by Game Pass. I mean, like entirely. Like every move that's made is going to be revolve around Game Pass, whether it be from Microsoft or Sony at any given moment. So it's gonna be real weird.
Yeah. It is the best deal in gaming. Actually, the best deal in gaming isn't necessarily Game Pass. If you have a PC, the best deal in gaming is probably the Epic Game Store. Because all you have to do is have an account, which is free, and you get free games every week. You get 1 or 2 free games.
Yeah, and they just like love handing out $10 gift certificates. They just can't get enough of it.
Didn't they put out like I want to say it was a month ago or 2 months ago, like how much they were losing because of that?
Yeah.
I mean, a loss is a loss, but hey, if it's bringing people over to EGS, that's great. Right. But again, I still think EGS is still at that point where like it's still trying to compete against like Steam as like the de facto platform for it. And you're talking like I'm the guy that has like I'm looking at my toolbar or my taskbar at the bottom. It's like Steam, Uplay, Battle.net, EGS, Origin. Like
they're all there. Yeah,
they're all there, and
even Amazon is hanging out down there for.
Seriously.
You got Luna down there.
Twitch. Well, if we're going to talk about EGS and Final Fantasy VII, we should talk about the Final Fantasy VII release on EGS because it has been an absolute nightmare for launch for them. That game is hot garbo on PC right now.
It's always like
I was going to say, how is this possible right now?
Because like Final Fantasy 15 was perfectly fine. Like, it's like
right.
It has no display settings. It's like you can't change like any of the display settings or anything other than like very basic ground floor settings. It is the most and like it's just the frame rates are just atrocious on it. Like I haven't seen a single good video where the frame rate is held for more than 5 minutes or so. So
it's amazing to me because the games are developed on PCs, and they're through it's done through a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation kit, but it's still developed on a PC. Yeah, I know. I'm not a developer. Yeah. It's not just like hitting one button it translates.
In before all the comments,
right? I'm waiting for those comments, but at the same time, I mean, you've had the game in your environment.
This thing's running great on a PlayStation 4.
Right. It's been on the PlayStation. It's been on a PC for years, at least in development. You could have whatever. Yeah, it's poop, and I have no idea how. However, the mods I think have been pretty cool so far. People are modding the hell out of it. So. Yeah. Any other news? I don't know if there's anything else.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing. Yeah.
On the non-gaming end, though, happy 20th anniversary to the Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. 20 years. I actually watched it this weekend.
Yesterday or today.
I think it was on Sunday, yeah.
Okay. Not like the 20th or something, wasn't it?
Something like that. But I was watching it today, I've been watching the extended editions, and I finished today with The Return of the King, and I really I mean, we already had the Shadow War, Shadow Mordor games, and I was like, I would kill for and this is probably just gonna be me, I would kill for another Musuo style Dynasty Warriors Lord of the Rings game. I know we had that early on with Return of the King, the EA one was pretty solid if I remember correctly in that regard.
I remember when it was brand new. I remember liking that one a lot, and I don't have any sort of
that was people have fond
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so it's just a fun game.
But I would love a like Dynasty Warriors-esque like Lord of the Rings kind of deal, because that would be. I mean, you'd have to obviously, and this is where like the Lord of the Rings lore nerds get a little crazy with, like this does not exist, this thing not exist, and I'm like, okay, whatever, but we can have some scenarios here and there that are, we can have.
That would be pretty freaking badass. That's actually, you know what? Because we were always looking at different ways to get Lord of the Rings back in the game. Because I remember Lotro was like okay for a while, and then I know a few folks that played that. I know a few folks that played. Was it the role playing game? Was that the EA one, or was it the Square? Wasn't there was like a Lord of the Rings role, like a turn based RPG or action RPG way back in the day?
Maybe.
Was that the EA one? I can't remember. There was an actual Lord of the Rings RPG that was back. Whatever.
I'm trying to think of like what came in as like trying to think of any other Lord of the Rings game. I know like there's obviously Lord of the Rings Online, which
there's
still
the Shadow of Mordor, right?
Yeah. Lego Lord of the Rings.
What's that?
Lego Lord of the Rings.
Lego. Like come on.
We just need the Middle Earth multiverse or whatever.
Yeah.
The Middle Earth. Oh boy.
There was a MOBA, right, for a year.
Almost certainly. I can't imagine.
Yeah, there was a Lord of the Rings MOBA for.
There was a Lord of the Rings. What? Did I just sleep on? I mean, I'm not a MOBA guy, but I'm just like, did I?
I'm not making that up because it was on consoles. I definitely remember.
Oh God, it was like Guardians of the Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, it was developed by Monolith too. Oh wow, 2012. Wow, that's. Oh boy. Oh, it was also like it was also like a collab with like featuring characters from the Hobbit trilogy. Boy, oh boy, that's
Wait, you said Monolith developed?
Yeah.
They also did the Shadow of games.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of like wow, that's quite the spin or the 180 from making a MOBA to like, yeah, let's just do like the Arkham games, but for for Lord of the Rings.
Well, happy birthday, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Did you guys hear that?
Oh God.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh no.
Well, we don't hear anything. There's no.
No, Dally. What am I hearing? What am I supposed to hear? There we go.
Up on the rooftop.
I don't. Ho! I sound like the Santa from A Christmas Story. Ho! Hey, guess what? We got another code coming up for you right now. This code is get this stupid thing off. This code is for the really cool game Little Nightmares for Steam also. So Little Nightmares is great. I have it on a couple different platforms already. I don't actually have it on Steam. So that's, I should probably use this. But here's the code for Little Nightmares on Steam. It is R304K AWHGB as in Green Bay. M9VXW. Boo. Once again, R304K. If you want to watch it in 4K. AWHGB M9VXW. Put that in the Steam, and that'll get you whatever game I was just talking about.
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares.
It's not a nightmare. Oh, that was a horrible. I'm sorry, that was a horrible.
Go with it. Go with it. Let's hear it.
What games are you playing? Let's start with you, Rexy. What are you playing these days?
Nowadays, it's a lot of like I think with I don't know if I mentioned this last time I'm trying to think when the last time I think it was for Game Awards. I think the Destiny 30th anniversary pack came out then.
Yes.
So I've been kind of that was kind of like my ticket back into Destiny 2 this season. So for those who don't remember, like we were supposed to have a new expansion, which was the Witch Queen, that was supposed to drop this winter, but they delayed it to February. So this current season right now is pretty much extended, which is a good thing because it gives people like me time to kind of catch up on things, or like, maybe take a break from the game and do other things. But the 30th anniversary pack kind of came with a bunch of things from Bungie's past, like games like Marathon, Halo, like specifically weapons like that came into. I think if you played it you didn't have to. I think you had to buy to get those, and the battle rifle as well. But the big thing was like the dungeon, which was like it's actually a kind of a really fun dungeon that is centered around like the loot cave from Destiny 1, which again is kind of a testament to I think kind of Bungie's way of acknowledging like a mistake that they created with Destiny 1 in terms of like how that, like when we had that loot cave bug, right, and then turning that into kind of a piece of the lore in the game itself. So that's kind of cool. Aside from that, I'm slowly getting back into Satisfactory. We got update 5 that came out a while back, just to scratch my logistical itch. Funny enough, I can get into Satisfactory. I can't get into I'll do Factorio for a bit, but they're basically the same game. The only difference is really like a top down versus like a first person kind of view. But I'm getting back into that again. That's pretty much it.
I think it was Zach that was really big into Satisfactory. Or maybe it was Factorio. It was one of the two.
They're both again same deal, same difference, honestly.
Same difference. I like that.
But yeah, if you're a person that likes automate, I have a buddy who's like really he's a DevOps engineer by day, and for him those games are like the perfect thing to kind of keep him like entertained while also kind of like somehow related to his work. Like there's always that joke of like people who play like simulators, like truck simulators, are like, yeah, I'm a real truck driver by day, and at the end of the day I just log on and play more truck simulator. Like it's kind of like that for them because they're kind of thinking about it in like an engineer sort of way, which I find interesting. So yeah, it's been fun.
Excellent. Let's move on to Sam. Sam, it's been a couple weeks. What have you been playing? I think last time we talked to you was at the Game Awards, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Right.
A bunch of stuff really. But little small pockets of stuff. I mean, honestly, the thing I'm mostly committed to right now is Halo. Both that campaign and multiplayer is both very good and very solid. I've now gone to the esports pro stick settings. Like zero dead zone and all that stuff. And let me tell you, it does make you better. So I've been doing that for some multiplayer. I am now ranked Diamond 2, I believe. Just got to make it up to that Onyx level. I think that's the last mountain to climb.
You make it sound so easy, Sam.
Well, when you're like semi-pro Halo 2 player, and then you haven't played Halo since like Halo 3, at least seriously or competitively, and then Overwatch reignited that fire. Coming back with the vengeance, baby. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's been a long time since I've really. I mean, other than Overwatch. Overwatch was kind of special, just because it kind of. I was just getting out of MOBAs at the time that Overwatch like hit, so it was like a nice transition back to shooters. And then Halo just once again like strips all the nonsense out of a shooter and makes it actually competitive, as opposed to being like, okay, I've entered the room as this same other person. The first one of us to aim for the head is going to win. There's actual like thought process and, drawing lines. I mean, nothing's better than being in a situation where you're like, oh, I'm going to die if anybody sees me, and then overcoming that situation just because your mechanics are better than somebody else's. So Halo will always have a soft spot in my heart, and I'm just glad that this one is as solid as its pedigree is. Other than that, I don't know if it's going to translate well on audio, but do you guys hear this? Is that making a noise? That would be the paddle shifter of my
nice
Fanatec wheel, because I have decided to cross over into a serious sim racer.
You've done it. We're gonna see you on
and that sim racer is.
Well, okay, so let's walk before we run here. So I had an interest in buying a wheel. I used to own a wheel back in the 360 days. I had the force feedback wheel that Microsoft sold. I know they also sold that motion tracking wheel that sucked. I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the good one.
The good one.
And
it was a good wheel.
I played a bunch of Forza with that. I think Project Gotham Racing.
Gotham.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 was out at that time, and I played some of that. Of course, like, I was more arcadey at that time, so also like whatever Burnout game was popular. Yeah. Speaking of which, I heard Paradise City by Guns N' Roses the other day, and I remembered how cool that game was. So maybe we see if the wheel works on that on PC here soon. But so, Forza Horizon 5 really kicked me into gear of, I was thinking about it during Horizon 4. And then 5, I was like, all right, time to get a wheel. And I've spent maybe 15 minutes using the wheel for that game and have otherwise moved on to other games. The one that I'm playing because I currently own it is Project Cars 2.
Yep.
Cool.
I've been trying to go through those series. I've been trying to build my way up to... I think GT cars or prototype cars are the last in the track that I'm doing. Started the difficulty up at 50% and have been slowly, every time I blow people out of the water in a qualifying session or whatever, I bump it up another 5%. So I think I'm on like 79 now. I'm afraid to go to 80 because that's when the AI can start tuning their cars to specifically fit the track. And I have already loaded like 13 videos in a YouTube playlist that's like, how to set up and tune your cars correctly so you don't get the shit kicked out of you out of cars that just have the correct amount of downforce.
You're gonna have like a whiteboard with a drawing of your car with like the downforce going over.
Yeah, you're gonna be all like Pepe Silva. Like someone's gonna come into your room. You're like, what are you doing? You're like, I need to get the G forces right on this turn.
Taking my sim car out to the sim dyno.
There. Yeah.
It's become serious business. So much so that I googled today how much does iRacing cost.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And it turns out that right now you can get a 3-month subscription to iRacing for $4.
Yes, you can.
So it sounds like in the next day or two,
now.
I will be getting into iRacing.
There it is.
I've also done a little bit of experimenting here and there with some other stuff. Yes, it does work in the Dolphin emulator. If anybody wants to play Mario Kart on a wheel that's about 4 times the price of a copy of Mario Kart now.
That's so good.
I have played a little around a little bit with BMG.drive or whatever that game is called.
Yeah.
That's great. It also will rip your hands off if you have the force feedback all the way up.
Yeah.
You've been driving a warthog around in Halo?
Yeah, you got to use the sticks for that. What was the other one that I've tried out?
Assetto Corsa, maybe?
So Assetto Corsa, I want to get. I don't currently own it. So I've been doing research on that because it seems like you can mod just about any type of racing into it that you want. So I'm probably going to end up getting Assetto Corsa, and it might be on sale now too. I have to check. And then there's Assetto Corsa
Competizione.
Yeah, that's just GT3 racing online, but I think I'm going to explore my iRacing career, and if that gets too expensive, then we'll move over to that. And I also tried around with some Dirt Rally 2.
Yeah, you did. Oh, I was going to say.
Dirt
rally racing. You want an arm workout, rally racing will do it.
Those are unforgiving games, and I love it.
I committed too hard because Fanatec released, what is it called?
The CSLDD?
Yes, but specifically, this is the GT Pro one, so it's both PlayStation and Xbox compatible, which was the big factor for me because I do want... Gran Turismo 7 is going to be my first game that does not play... I have never played on a controller, I mean, other than iRacing, that I have never played on a controller. I'm going to just play straight up with a wheel. So everything in that game will be played with wheels. So I have a PlayStation wheel, which is a more standard racing wheel. And then I have this McLaren GT3 wheel, which is a GT style wheel with pedal shifters and like paddle clutch. Because I decided if I was going to go in, I was going to go hard.
You became a sim racing whale. I'm looking at how much that bundle is. Holy crap!
Yeah, effectively, I've spent $1,000 is what I did to
and I'm
start
just saying,
racing.
Project Cars definitely has a VR setting. So
I was about to say upgrade Sam. Look, I will say this. I had a friend who, like the same friend I was talking about, who plays Satisfactory, who's a DevOps engineer. He loves NASCAR, right? And he tried to get me to watch NASCAR for years, and I wouldn't do it. And I swear it was because of iRacing. We did like a NASCAR race in VR, and he was like, you'll drive. I'll be like I'll be behind you to kind of like tell you like when to like move in a pack or like when to go out or go in. Like 5 laps of that because some guy on lap 4 decided to like crash, and that's crazy enough already in VR. But like in iRacing, where it's like people are paying for this, where it's like it's a very heavy focus on simulation, like that is intense. So especially more with the Fanatec wheel.
During the pandemic, like the we're still in the pandemic. Let's not be wrong here. During the everything is shut down stage of it, the NASCAR people were doing races in iRacing.
Oh yeah,
competitively.
It was wild.
The time. It was crazy. Yeah.
You'll see some pro drivers in there from time to time still, like just because they need that racing fix. Like
iRacing. Penny Arcade has like a whole thing going on these days with iRacing.
Yeah,
it's wild because there was there was like a lot of drama because some guy, one of the racers, was actually using like a proxy guy to race for him.
Professional iRacing guy.
Professional iRacer. He was like just pretending to race, vamping.
So good.
I think
ass.
It really does. It's pretty freaking amazing. I will say one thing, Sam. I'm going to have you become the official SideQuesting wheel reviewer. So I'll make the call out there. Put the call out right
with
now.
That. Yes, any Fanatec products that want to be sent this way, I'm certainly for it. But it's nuts, right? Because it's obviously you drive your car every single day. At least most of us do. And you think you understand how wheels work, and how like driving a car works, and then you get into something like iRacing, or you get into something like Project Cars, and the whole like sensation of, okay, like I'm going to drive this turn slower because I know if I put the throttle down on this rumble strip, my ass is going to spin out every time.
There you go.
And it's weird. Like, I've been playing racing games for years on a controller. My biggest thing is I'm very good at racing in a pack, and then I suck once I'm in the lead because I'm not like trying to challenge myself to push faster to catch somebody. I'm now setting the pace, and that screws me up. Where on a wheel, I suck going through traffic, but once I'm setting the pace out front, like I feel much more comfortable. Yeah. So it's like it's this weird like retraining your brain of like what's acceptable in like racing. And one of the reasons I haven't played too much Forza on the wheel is because off-road racing is like unmanageable.
It is a nightmare.
It's you just apply any throttle and you're spinning out. And I've adjusted some settings and stuff, and it's just bad. It's just
there's
hard.
something up with the dead zone settings in Forza or something other.
So it's just much easier. It's been weird. Like I've been trying to do all the weekly challenges and for Horizon 5 to make sure I get like all the cars and stuff that they have for those weeks. And like this week, I got my wheel, so I did every road course and everything that was on a road that I could do with it. And then like today, I was banging out some of the other stuff with my controller, just because it's safer to pull off that way. So it's interesting. I don't think I will. Hopefully, I'll say this now, unless somebody wants to send it. Hello, reviewers. I will not be somebody that's going to own one of those, like, I have a racing chair and I mount my wheel to this like carbon frame and all this stuff.
That's what I was going to get into.
He's got a dining room, like a TV tray that you slap your wheel on.
So a lot of people have been asking me over the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic, what's a good gaming chair, right? What's a good gaming chair? Because I designed seats.
This is great.
Right? I designed seats. someone says, what's a good gaming chair? Like, and they're giving me, they'll throw out like Secret Lab, which I'm sitting in right now. They'll throw out like DX Racer and they'll throw all this stuff. And I get back to them with none of those. None of those gamer chairs are good. They're not good for you because, and I'm working on a full article. It'll just take me.
This is Dally talking about gaming chairs not good while sitting in a gaming chair.
While sitting, no, so I bought this Secret Lab Titan, and I think I talked about it like a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it was when I first got it, because my old chair was basically a dining room chair and blah blah.
Oh my god!
My back was effed up. I was never on the computer. I was at the office anyway. So I bought this because I thought, let me buy one of these things so I can accurately figure out what's good and what's bad about them. And the only thing good about this chair is that the foam has mostly stayed pretty solid for this last 2 years. That doesn't make it comfortable. That all that means is if it was a piece of wood, the wood would have stayed solid over the last couple years, because these chairs, this is where I get back to like gaming chairs and in general design. This up here is a headrest. These things right here, these are called bolsters. This is shoulder support. There's a kind of lumbar in here. There's the bolsters. A lot of people call them wings on the cushion. You don't fucking need any of that. You don't need these wings. That's way too aggressive. It's because these chairs morphed out of the people buying racing seats and mounting them to the floor or to some type of enclosure with a screen and a steering wheel or whatever, and actually racing because you need because you want to recreate that experience of a racing game. So you're lower to the ground. Cars have the wings here because you're moving, you're bouncing, you're moving, you're tilting your body left and right. You don't fucking do that in a house. I don't know if your office is on a big giant ass 360-degree gyroscopic machine. My guess is probably not. You don't need any of these.
You don't know that. I could work in the Space Needle. You don't know that.
Maybe it's true. Maybe you got it like
JJ just like in the centrifuge all day.
In the centrifuge all day. So you don't need that. These are just for looks. Is all they're designed for, and they've morphed out of. Again, people wanted to recreate racing games back when Test Drive was around on the Sega Genesis. They thought, I'm going to get myself an actual racing seat and play Virtua Racing, and it'll feel like I'm in the car. And that eventually that became what people call a gaming chair, and that's why you have these really long-term uncomfortable. Get the Logitech, or get the Logitech / Herman Miller.
I was going to say that's what I'm sitting on right now.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful chair
with every penny. Those are, the money is worth it. It's going to last you longer. It will take back pain away from you. You will feel better after sitting in these chairs, and that's what you want, especially for those of us who sit in office chairs and task chairs and these type of gaming chairs for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. You want a good chair. Anyways, end of rant. Yes, only buy a racing gaming chair if you're building a full freaking enclosure that you want to actually feel like you're in a car. Otherwise, stay away from these suckers.
I don't. I have this stupid thing, and I don't even game in it. I just watch movies in it, and it's okay.
Yeah. You know what? Exactly. You probably could have spent the $250 on it, or you could have spent $120 on it, or you could have spent $800 on it. But if you're buying it, you're buying these things just for the looks at this point.
Look, if you basically this is Dally's way of telling Sam, like, you've already put $1,000 down the Fanatec. Just put another $1,500 down.
Just
for
triple
Herman
down.
And just go nuts.
Go all out.
Yeah,
but
just go all out.
I was gonna say, Sam brings up a good point with the feedback though, because I'm actually when the pandemic started, thankfully Flight Sim came out, and I got into Flight Sim a lot. Nice. That is the biggest thing that is missing from. I think I have the Logitech flight yoke system now. But I actually, my uncle actually gifted me like an introductory flight, in real life in the local airport. That is the biggest thing missing from flight sim hardware, is that you don't get the feedback of when you're up on a thermal or when you're not, or like when you're trimming, when you need to trim your plane so that it's on a steady climb, or like, you know, not have, you know, having to like pull back and forth on the yoke all the time. That is the thing that I need to, I think if anything, like Fanatec, if they want to get into like flight sim stuff. I know like Honeycomb and other like I've looked at the prices for some of these things for flights, just for flight sim, not like flight sticks for like Star Citizen early days, but actual flight sim like hardware can get stupid crazy. Like we're talking like tens and thousands, like, and that's even before you like, you know, that kind of blurs the line between like you're doing this for fun or for you're actually putting in hours for work, because there's a whole there's a whole Twitch channel like Flight Sim Fest UK or something. They do a lot of stuff for charity, and they've basically built in someone's garage like a nearly 1-to-1 scale cockpit of a Boeing 747. Like a lot of the stuff there is not the actual switches and knobs, but it's pretty much like a 90% close representation. And they've put like, I think it's like 3 PCs running on that for that sim. It's like God knows how much money they've put down, and you know, they still, I think, if there isn't any like pistons and moving parts to this sim like cockpit, you don't get the feeling of feedback. So if someone can put money into providing that feedback on a flight yoke and throttle system, that'd be great, because I don't want to spend like $6,000 on the whole thing to get the feeling.
I mean, even my setup would be considered like an introductory setup into what is serious like sim racing. Because you have all type, like, I mean, you could go right now, probably to Walmart and buy what the Logitech like 293 or 290, I think, are the different Xbox or PS4 compatible ones. And they're a force feedback wheel, but I believe they're a gear wheel or gear. And then there's also like I think the Thrustmaster in that same category is a belt driven wheel, and it's force feedback. This one is what's called direct drive. So basically there's just a motor hooked up straight to the stem that gives you the feedback there. Mine's quote unquote introductory because it does by itself, it does like the 5 like nanometers of torque or whatever. You can get a kit for it that raises it to 8. And like the next step up in price starts over $1,000 just for the wheelbase, not even the wheel. Wheelbase, yeah. And like then that bumps you up to like 20 nanometers of torque, and that's where you get to the shit where it will break your wrists if you're not paying attention and you're running it like realistically. So like there, and that's not even the highest price. Like you can get into then what is like essentially, in fact, the like exact drive block from certain BMWs or whatever Fanatec has licenses with, and you're talking about steering wheels that they use in actual cars that you are now using as your sim wheel.
There's like 1-to-1 replicas of like Indy cars wheels.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's the most ridiculous market on it.
This McLaren GT one is supposedly like exactly what their GT3 cars use. However, the only reason I bought it is not because of that, but because it was the cheapest GT style wheel that they have. And also it looks carbon fiber, but I got to think it's plastic. But there's, I mean, that whole world is nuts. And, you know, driving a car in real life, you can kind of feel what the tires are doing. I mean, no one's really pushing their car to the limit unless they're a crazy person, like out there on the roads. But like on this, like you can feel like, oh, your back left tire is touching something.
Well, that was what was kind of cool about the DualSense controllers, because
absolutely that. Like the DualSense was mind blowing because a lot of people have never felt that sort of feedback before, right? You know, being able to feel like when the car gets light, when it's starting to like understeer and oversteer, and like when the back end starts swinging around and stuff like that. Like even the the WRC9, like being able to feel like when that car is biting around the corner or something. It's just something that you're not able to do, you know, traditionally with a controller, but like in racing games. And that sort of feedback is how you get faster. So it's crazy. And yeah, I mean, again, I don't, I don't plan on going out and getting like a 3-monitor setup or doing anything like that. The most
come on, Sam, you know you want to.
The only thing I want right now is I currently have it mounted to my desk, and when I'm playing on like Xbox or PlayStation, I have to mount it to like a TV table. So I want to just a table that get one of those like things where you can mount the wheel and the pedals to it, so then the setup's exactly the same every time I play. It's not like, okay, well, my chair has sunken down like 2 inches because it's old and it doesn't stay at its highest setting all the time, and I don't want to shake all the stuff off my desk every time I blow a couple corners in a race.
You mentioned getting that correct feedback, and it reminded me of this review that we did years ago. I'm going to post it right now. This is back in 2013. We reviewed this thing called this Clark Synthesis TST329 Gold, whatever it was. And essentially what it is, it's this transducer, and you mount it under a seat.
Oh, God.
It's super easy to mount, and I knew nothing about this kind of stuff. But it's so freaking awesome that I mounted underneath and on the back. This is just a typical racing gaming chair that I had at the house. It was like a shell type of thing. And then it was pretty freaking cool. Plug it into the I forget which one it was plugged into, Xbox, or I think it was the Xbox 360. And I was racing whatever one of the Forza was back then. I think probably Forza 3 or something, or 4. Holy shit. Did that feel awesome? Because
it says right there, Forza 4.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, 360, Forza 4. It felt like you're feeling the road, which, you mentioned the rumble strip, and that's what spurred this thought. When I hit the rumble strips when I'm driving in real life, I know how to kind of react in a different way. And when I do that in a video game, the only way to know is if your controller is vibrating. You're like, okay, it's the controller vibrating. You're still kind of disassociated. Having a transducer thing like this was actually really cool because, and look at this thing. Literally, we just drilled a hole. I took this to work.
That's crazy.
By the way, I took it to work and did it. You can actually, what they recommended was you can slip this into the back of, underneath a cushion or tape it or whatever. But I went all out and really fucked with this thing. And it worked awesome because, you feel the rumble of the road and you hit a rumble strip and it just worked out perfectly. So, yeah, I recommend something like this. I think this was $299 at the time. Who knows? Maybe they're cheaper now. Maybe they're more expensive. I have no idea. I ended up buying it for my office. So my work ended up paying for this thing at the end because they thought it was such a cool. I'm like, this is a really cool thing, a way to get audio and get specific type of feel into seating. But yeah, again, talking about these things, seats. You want that whole freaking experience, not just rumble on a controller, but you went and got yourself.
Know that every podcast from here on out, we're going to be asking you if you've gotten your.
Yeah, I know, right? Excellent, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Hey, before we go any further, ho ho ho!
Oh no, it's back.
I have 2 things to say. One, I managed to spill my glass of vodka all over.
Wow, Santa's cool. It's been a tough pandemic for Santa, all right?
I have the Smirnoff Kiss Caramel vodka.
If you thought supply chain issues weren't hitting the North Pole, you
How
are
old
dead.
are you? Kiss Caramel?
Dude, I moved my hand this way. I'm a 19-year-old college kid. No,
sorority drunk over there.
Sorority drunk. I moved my hand to get my phone, and I knocked my cup over, and it almost flew off my table. But vodka went everywhere. Now my whole area is sticky. So that's why I had to go on blackout for a second there because I ran into the other room.
Oh my God.
This is a soaked vodka.
Just wring it out in your mouth.
God.
That's from the Video Game Awards 2 weeks ago.
That was the tears we were getting Zelda. Number 2, ho ho ho, no more vodka. Getting out a copy of Knockout City for the PS4, PS5. I know it's there's free versions. There's this is the version that I got. I don't even know where I got it, but I got it. There it is. PL95 5MNM X6BE. This is for the PlayStation 4/PS5. PL95, 5M, and MX6BE. Good luck to whoever wants to get that for your PlayStation. I'm going to leave that scrolling across the screen. Sam, anything else you've been playing?
No, I mean, you could venture a guess.
Genshin
Impact.
Yeah, bud. Who got Smashy
Waifu
Boy?
Impact. Oh, did you really? How
No,
many
I
pulls,
didn't.
Sam?
That's my partner wanted Smashy Boy. I already have Rock Daddy, which is the Rock Archon, whose name I always forget because I just refer to him as Rock Daddy. And still a Gene Queen out here. So
hell yeah, we stand Gene in this podcast.
Gene and Eula, not sisters, but they should be. I don't know what to say. Genshin Impact's still good. Game of the year.
You know
can't
what?
wait until it never comes out to Nintendo Switch.
Correct.
So excited.
I'm gonna launch into what I've been playing because I have been playing Genshin Impact. I joined the filthy masses in one end because I couldn't join the Final Fantasy 14 masses because we're still waiting for that game
because they can't sell the game anymore.
It's like it's a bad game if you can't buy it.
But I started Genshin Impact on not on anything y'all were saying, but my daughter, I think I mentioned it in our Discord. By the way, join the SideQuesting Discord. You can find the link below and post. My daughter got into it because she was watching all the Genshin Impact fan videos, which were just freaking hilarious. So there's a lot of like cool big. That's the great thing about a lot of these games is that they build up this community. And they encourage fans to just do like stupid relationship stuff and all kinds of like, fan art. They're like, just go have fun. And they built up a huge community. Oh, my daughter just came running into rooms because I was talking about Genshin Impact. I'm talking about. Do you want to say something real quick about Genshin Impact?
Does she asking you for more money for more pulls? For more Primo
she
gems?
has not asked me for any money yet for any pulls.
Good.
Although you do have an iTunes gift card, so you can get some pulls through your stuff through your iTunes.
Good luck.
Staring at me over there.
Hope you get some good C3s.
Yeah. What character are you playing? What's your like favorite character that you have so far?
I don't really have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite?
No.
That might
Sam,
change.
like who? What? Yeah, that might change. Sam,
what's her rotation? I guess is the question.
What's your rotation of characters right now? Like, are you flipping out?
It changes a lot.
Well, that's what a rotation is. It changes. Rotations change a lot.
Tell her no one is going to judge her if she picks her characters. There is no. Sam might provide some criticism.
No one's going to judge you based on any characters you pick because Sam is a huge Genshin Impact player.
Watch, she loves Amber.
How many characters do you have loaded up, Sam? How many?
Jeez. A lot. I could look right now. Hold on.
I think the better question is what characters does Sam not have?
What characters does Sam not have? Sam has like the majority of the characers.
I don't have a majority. I probably have like 2/3 of them though.
Two-thirds is a majority.
So basically, if you want your sim racing and Genshin used, that's Sam.
All right, I would say again, I would like to point out that I am a completely free-to-play player.
Okay.
I have not spent any money on the game.
Yep.
Neither have we. We haven't spent any money on the game.
Good.
And so, how many characters you got?
I'm loading up right now to find out.
It's a big file, man.
So,
I got it.
My daughter plays on the iPhone, and I play on the PS5.
See, I recently just got an iPhone, so I can actually play it on my phone.
Okay.
And
he says she has 11 characters, by the way.
That's believable.
That's work. That's work.
I mean, you get like 6 for free.
Yeah, you do get 6 for free.
Yeah. I have 2 or 3, I think, something like that.
Let me see here. Characters. Oh, it's harder to
Someone
count.
says they're a Eula main. Eula? You know Eula?
Yeah, I know Eula. I don't have it yet.
You don't have
Eula's
Eula? Okay.
Eula's solid. From what I've seen, I don't have Eula yet either.
You don't have what?
I don't have any 5-star characters. I only have 4 stars.
She doesn't have any 5-star characters. She only has some 4-star characters. Okay.
That's all right. You work your way up there.
Yeah. They're also you can work your way up. You can get some
like
just keep playing.
Don't feel like you got to put money into it. Like enjoy it.
Don't worry about
milk it for every like free penny you got.
Okay, so I have, if you count Traveler, who is the main character, I have 25
Traveler,
characters.
25.
Wow.
You say 25 or 45?
25. I don't think there's 45 characters in the game.
He had 45 characters.
Her eyes are like.
I have 4. Hold on.
Oh my God! Khalid says he has 34 characters.
Yeah, that's not that shocking. I have 6 5 stars.
You have 6 5 stars?
Yeah, and technically stacks on Eula and Jean, so I guess that technically makes it 8. But
so that's crazy, right? Are you gonna go back to play on your phone?
But I've been playing since the literal day one of this game. I think
yeah.
5 days of playing Genshin Impact.
Yeah. How many time you've put into it yet? Does it keep?
Oh, is there a way to check time?
Oh God, that's dangerous.
Could you imagine? Oh my goodness,
that's dangerous.
Is there a way to check that?
We're all talking about Genshin Impact
right now. Are you? Is she? Does she? What platform does she play on?
She plays on iOS. On her.
Okay, phone. So this is kind of an interesting question because I play on PC, but I also have it on my PS5. So I switch back and forth. I haven't played in a few months yet. To kind of put that out there. But my fiance just actually bought me like a few weeks ago. She got me an iPad Air, like the newest one, and I want to know.
Gorgeous on the Air.
I was gonna say, how does that run on an iPad? Like, is that a battery hog?
I play it on iPad. It's not. Yeah. It's not too bad. I mean, you certainly, if it's like if you're going to play for an extended period of time, I would recommend getting plugging it in. But
yeah.
Also, iOS you can play with a controller. So I always play with an Xbox controller.
She's waving and says,
"I might do. I just might do that."
I'll say hi. Okay, now she left me.
Sam, you're making me scratch. I had that itch today with like Magic the Gathering Arena. Like, am I about to go back into that? Like, I don't know. But if I go into Genshin, that might be a little bit more doable.
It's a good game. They keep coming out with story content. It's one of those. I think the biggest complaint I have is every single update there's like 2 or 3 events that are going on. So like I have caught up in the main story because sometimes those events that are going on, you have to be up on them, basically towards the end of the game to be able to participate. But I have like thousands of side quests and stuff like that I still need to do because I just never have time to do them because I have to log in and do the event nonsense.
Yeah, like there was a point where I kind of was trying to push through the story, and now it's like I'm just focusing on like increasing like your adventure rank, which provides rewards, but also like unlocks more things for you like to do in game, like for daily stuff. And then
I'm still discovering vodka on my floor.
Clean up your vodka, and we'll talk about
the Game Awards have put a toll on Tally this year. It has been Joseph. Like It Takes Two winning Game of the Year has not done any favors for Tally.
I'm gonna show. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the story of Genshin is actually really good too. Like it's not just like some like kind of free to play like crap where it's just like, oh, here's an excuse to show like 6 new characters so you can have to want them and to buy them and spend money on it. Like I don't think they're very generous. They gave out like what was it, like 1,600 Primo gems because they won that award at the Game Awards, and that's basically like almost 10 free pools in that game. So you're guaranteed a 4-star with the amount of pools that they give you, and it's not like you had to vote for any of that. You just had to show up and look at your mail. I
should redeem that. I haven't done it yet.
The whole storyline's great. They've committed to like 10 years worth of content. I guess it's like 9 years worth of content now. They're coming out with basically because Genshin was so successful. They have that other title of theirs, like Hukunin Third Impact, I think is what that.
Yeah, with the Evangelion stuff. Hell yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're also doing a like turn-based RPG in that game world, and then they're also doing like an open world Genshin Impact style game in that game world now too, just because of how successful Genshin is. Supposedly it's coming to Switch at some point. They fixed the big problem with the PS5 and PS4 version, which was you couldn't transfer your saves back and forth. So that has been patched, and now you can cross-play and cross-progression across that stuff. I mean, arguably, the only reason I see that you don't want to play Genshin Impact is you hate waifus, and that you just are not okay with turn-based or with like real-time action games. And then you don't even have to do hardcore math. There is a big enough community that if you just want to know exactly what items, top-up price for crystals is ridiculous, but you could just be a free-to-play player. And then you don't have to worry about how much the crystals cost.
Yeah, I've been tempted so many times to just put money, and I'm just like, you know what? Like, I don't know if I'm going to be here in like a month or so with this game, so let's just keep going.
There is zero PvP aspects to this game. There is absolutely no reason that you need to have like the top character with the top stats and the top gear and all that stuff, except for you feel a personal need to do it. It's not like you can't get to end game content without certain gear or certain characters. It relies on that gacha system. Same with the events, right? It's one of those where same thing as Destiny is you've got to be there to experience. And if you don't have enough primo gems to roll for the character you want, well, then you better hold on for 6 months once that character comes back again and you can run through it. Buy the welcome packs, which is basically the like season pass that gives you like more in-game content or more in-game currencies to unlock more stuff, make your stuff higher level, yada yada. There's plenty of ways to spend money in that game if you want to, but I don't think you have to at all. And even like in terms of customization, they've only released 2 skins so far for that game. One of them you could earn in-game if you were there when the event was running. And the other one was for Jean, which is a 5-star character, which you're not guaranteed to have.
Oh, the summer one?
Hand you Jean when you bought the skin. So, probably like over 50% of the user base, that skin was useless for them.
This is now a Genshin Impact podcast.
It's always been a Genshin Impact podcast.
It's a Genshin Impact podcast until Zach and
we lose Zach and Taylor, and so it's like, so thank God, no Final Fantasy 14 talk. But now here we are.
So next week, when I started talking about my iRacing career, know that if you can put custom vehicle wraps on your car.
Yes, you can.
I can't wait to be the only one out there with a Jean
you know what?
Logo on the
you know what? You might not be the first.
It's funny because I've been playing Forza, and whenever you get a ridiculous car out there, you've got to try to find a waifu. Car paint. And I have one of those racing trucks, and the literal first design that was for that racing truck was a MiHoYo like sponsored truck, and I was like, nice. It instantly applied to the truck.
Sam, I'm going to send you a Slack on the podcast channel right now.
There you go.
You will absolutely love this. Okay.
Have you found me an iRacing skin?
I have found you an iRacing skin.
Oh crap! Hold on, I gotta turn off Genshin Impact from my phone. It's still running in the background.
This is.
There you go, man.
If you wanted to race some NASCAR and iRacing, Sam, this is.
Oh my god, that is beautiful. Boy. We're looking at this in our Discord.
That's a pretty good livery. Like that isn't too excessive. It works well with the car.
It's in the podcast one. Hell yeah, dog. Can I change the number? Baby. That's the only thing. That's not my number, but
come on, Paimon in the back. Like, look at Our Lady Jean up front. Like, come on.
I was gonna say, Jean being in front and center. And what's hysterical is that was my team for the longest time,
by
too.
the way, I love that it says Xfinity.
Yeah. Look, Genshin ain't bringing in the money like Xfinity is on the because this is.
Yeah. Okay, it all tracks.
Like, come on! Like, look at the sponsors on that mobile K&N.
I know you
like,
start
let's
out
go.
in the Mazdas, so I need to find one of those for the Mazdas. Because I don't know if it costs more to buy NASCAR. That's the thing. You want to talk about monetization that's bad. Let's talk about iRacing, where you have to buy not only like you buy iRacing and it's like however much money a month to play it, but then you have to buy tracks, series, and vehicles. So like if you commit to doing like a NASCAR season, well then you better own the 6 tracks that NASCAR season's going to. And by the way, you also have to own the NASCAR. So go buy and I'll give them credit. Sometimes they'll do the okay, this season's coming up, because I've looked into it before. This season's coming up, so this is like a set of the tracks and these are a set of the cars and stuff like that. But yeesh. That's microtransaction the game.
What do you? I wonder how at what point Will, like, if you really get into iRacing, you start buying the cars and the tracks and the seasons, like how long it's going to take you to spend the equivalent that you did on that Fanatec setup.
I hope never. I think the game. Oh God, I'm trying to think. What's the most I've ever spent on a single game? And honestly, I can't come up with like.
I know the answer to that one for me. It's definitely Rock Band because it's like
that's probably it, right? You spend like $200 on the set, and then maybe like another $200 on all the songs. Just insane, the idea to spend like, I bought a racing wheel and now I'm gonna also buy the same equivalent so I can drive my little NASCARs around the track.
At least it's a la carte. At least you won't have to get like kart racing or something because you don't need that. It's
kart racing is really fun though.
Yeah,
like,
but
fair. No, it's totally fair though.
I mean, to go on more with the wheel, I am gonna try it with American Truck Simulator. Euro Truck Simulator. I've also heard that Snow Runner and Mud Runner series is very.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh my god, such a good game.
That's gonna fuck you up though.
You're gonna have to buy then you're gonna get into it, and then you gotta buy like the actual like H pattern like stick that truck drivers got. Like Sam.
This time next year he's gonna be like, well, I just bought the farming simulator.
I was gonna say I could get really into farming simulator.
They actually, I think it was, I want to say it's Thrustmaster. I don't know, but someone actually made a legitimate peripheral to go with farming simulator, like a couple of.
Hey Sam. Hey Sam. Ho, ho, ho. Here's a code for Euro Truck Simulator. DL.
You pretend like I've
CRMKN D79 2R. That's Euro Truck Simulator 2. Good luck.
Someone please help Sam.
You pretend like I don't also buy Humble Bundles and have codes for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
Hey, God. I'll let that run for a quick second there. I was quickly. The other game I've been playing besides Genshin Impact, it's obviously it's holiday build-up week. I'm trying to get all my work stuff done. This very hot game from I think it was September, maybe I'm not 100% sure
of 2008
of this year actually.
Hey,
my friend Peppa Pig.
Are you
Hey Dally, how about you tell everyone what your Nintendo breakdown was? Hey Dally, tell everyone what your breakdown was.
Are you really playing this?
Games. I'm playing it. I had 117 games on my Nintendo breakdown with
He's having
fewer hours this year that I've played this year. Fewer hours this year than last year. But the number one game that I played, Bravely Default 2. Every year, it's a Square Enix RPG. And again, only because as I'm holding the Switch, I fall asleep with the Switch. And then I wake up and I'm like, how I didn't just play for 45 minutes of Bravely Default 2.
You're just sitting in the menu.
Yep, I was just sitting in the menu and it registers it. Anyways, my friend Peppa Pig, which seems like that's a weird thing Dolly would play, and it is. I bought it because it actually kind of looks kind of cool. Like visually, they've kind of captured the.
I mean, they're sticking to it.
They're sticking to the art style.
Yeah.
It's a point and click game. It is like my first point and click adventure, and it weirdly works like really well from that standpoint. Like this could get kids into Telltale games later on.
I mean, it's
because,
like like the Putt Adventure or whatever. All of those.
All those old
Pajama Sam and things like that. Like those old
It's very Peppa Pig, so anybody who's watched the show will get right into this humor. You start off by creating a character, and you can see the character they have there with a little hat. You get a hat, you can change the color of the character, whatever. Like very few adjustments you can make to it, but it's interesting enough. And it's literally it's become a meme out there, and I think it's actually selling better, I think, than like Nick Brawl or whatever. Stupidly, because this is hitting like meme levels of bizarreness to the point where my daughter and I were giggling because there's one line: if you just stand still and don't do anything, which is what happened to us, you know, in some games you'll tap your foot, like Sonic taps his foot, or play character fall asleep. Peppa berates you and says, "Standing still is boring. Let's move around." And I'm like, "Holy shit, Peppa, relax, girl." But it's pretty funny. But yeah, it kind of takes you around like some of the specific areas that from the TV show, and it looks like the show. Kids would love it. Guaranteed, it's like $30 or $39.99 on Switch and on the other platforms. And guaranteed, it'll be about $4.99 starting in January on like iPads and stuff, because it really does feel like that kind of game. But you know what? If you got a console and you have a kid that's like 5 or 43, it might actually work. It's intriguing from that standpoint. Again, very simple game. There are actually a couple bugs, because you can start a quest, in this case, like find George's dinosaur. Okay, I'll find his dinosaur. You go outside of the house, and there's dinosaur sitting in the tree. And you walk up to it, it says, "You need somebody taller." All right. So I just leave it, and I keep walking, and I walk left and I somehow end up at the beach, and they've forgotten that quest that I was just on. And as I go back, it's like, oh, you kind of go through the same motions, the same conversation of that quest. So you're like, crap, I literally went through all this, and now I have to waste like 8 minutes going through it all over again. But, it's a kid's game. I'm sure it's part of the reason is so that if they forget what quest they're on, it kind of kicks them off again and keeps them going. But yeah, anyways,
I can't believe we just talked about Peppa Pig for like more than a minute.
Let's move on to something a little bit darker with a ho ho ho. Oh, just keep this mask on my face. How about instead of one game, I gave away 1, 2, 3, 4 games at once.
Oh shit!
This is a bundle, one of the earliest Humble Bundles for Steam. Again, a copy of Limbo, Amnesia, Sword and Sorcery, and Psychonauts. Very good games.
That's a hell of a bundle.
The stand of beer is getting in my mouth. Sorry. Again, Limbo, Amnesia, Sword and Sorcery, and Psychonauts. 78 HD9, WPV4Y, WJK 3D. Once again, 78 HD9, WPV4Y, WJK3D. Some lucky person out there is going to get that for Steam and have a lot of fun game time on their PC. Hey JJ, what have you been playing, my friend? About time we talked to you.
Fuck all.
I've been playing Genshin Impact, Peppa Pig, and Destiny.
I like the only thing I had time to play was Forza Horizon 5.
Hell yeah.
That Asteroids Recharged that I got the review code for.
Yeah.
That's a cool. So there's there's 3 different Recharged games. It's their new branding thing that they've got. So you've got Centipede, which I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Black Widow, which I don't think I talked about. Maybe I did a little bit. And now Asteroids, and they're all kind of vaguely the same. They all have the aesthetic of like a Geometry Wars. It's that neon glow, and every game kind of plays relatively the same. Like they're all just kind of shooter games. Like Centipede is just a upward shooter, and then you have Black Widow, which is kind of like weird version of Tempest in a way. And then you have Asteroids, which is Asteroids. It plays like Asteroids, but it looks beautiful, and you get like power-ups and stuff, and it's got a rad soundtrack. And there's not like, I don't know what they expect by giving out like review codes for these things, because it's like, yeah, it's a beautiful looking game. It's Asteroids. It's like, there's not much to it. It's like if you're asking $15 for a beautiful version of Asteroids when you can just buy Asteroids. This I spent $20 on this little tiny Atari that actually has the arcade version of Asteroids on it.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, I mean, this game looks great. Like,
yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, and it plays great. And I like Asteroids with power-ups. You see, you got a spreadshot and everything.
It really is Geometry Wars, isn't it? Like
that. This more than any of the other 3 is just Geometry Wars, and it has co-op, it has couch co-op, which is cool for Asteroids. But yeah, it's It's a good game. I would highly recommend it because Asteroids is just really fun, and there's never going to be another Geometry Wars. So there you go. I'm assuming that they're going to make more of these or things similar to this because that just seems what Atari's doing these days. Is just sort of like really just wringing blood from a stone from any other kind of properties that they have, whether it be like the speaker hats or the VCS system or NFTs or whatever they got, the hotel that's never going to get built. It's all just kind of ridiculous Atari stuff. And yeah, great game.
I mean, if it's more accessible.
Yeah. I can talk about the comic books or movies. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Hey, how about that Spider-Man, huh? Or
how
whatever.
About that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
How about that Spider-Man?
Do you know my fiance does refuses to see it until she knew unless she knew for sure that Tobey Maguire was in it.
Well, no spoilers.
I was like,
so
well, then you have to see it. Then she's like,
she's like, find out exactly.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling her. She's like, no, I have to know before going in, otherwise I feel like I've wasted my money. And I'm like,
that was, yeah. I had a conversation with somebody about that exact thing. It's like, no, I was like, I won't spoil it, but I am going to go see Spider-Man tonight. It's like, okay, don't spoil it, but do tell me if Toby and Andrew are in it because I want. It's like, that's the most important news to people that are only just casually.
Apparently. By the way, Super Meat Boy, Lone Survivor, and Braid giving it away right now. JG7M4.
Super Meat Boy solid.
0KNVV6E2RY. Once again, JG7M4 0KNVV6E2RY for Steam. Enjoy.
Then play through Braid and then
solid.
And then at Ryan Gann about about Braid.
Good call. Ryan will love that. Ryan will love that. All right, so there's a bunch of games there. I think that's all we've been playing. However, it is time for something that we haven't done in a little while. And so
I will say before you cut you off, the reason I haven't really been playing anything is because I've been playing through a lot of the Game of the Year stuff again, which I know that's kind of where the heart of my heart where I'm at right now.
I have a couple of my Game of the Year games ready to play, so I'll definitely be hopping into Psychonauts 2, Halo Infinite over the next few days here. By the way, for those that don't know, we're gonna have our big Game of the Year show next week. We're gonna select as a team, we select our Game of the Year and Guardians of the Galaxy. So I have those 3 games to play, at least in some respects, over the next 7 days or so. So
spoilers, it's probably going to come down to Final Fantasy and Forza Horizon 5. So we'll see how that argument takes place live in action.
Yeah, there you go.
The good news is it won't take you very long to beat Guardians of the Galaxy. So
okay, that's good. Because I probably won't beat it in that time, but I can at least form an opinion. Hey, guess what? Friends of the show know that a lot of times we like to eat stuff during the show, and therefore every week we were for a little while having something called snack questing, and then we stopped for literally 3 weeks because I couldn't find anything that was really nasty because I wasn't leaving the house all that much. I went to Five Below. You guys ever heard of Five Below? It was
hell yeah, Five Below.
Bought a bunch of Christmas gifts from there, by the way. Fantastic place to buy gifts because you could get a bunch of crap for like $3 to $5 to $10. Well, no, there's stuff there for $15.
Yeah, the Five Below is just a way to get you in.
Yeah. It's not Dollar General.
You don't find real Generals. Dollar General.
No, it's a scale. Corporals. It's a scale of 1 to 10, and all the products are 5.
There you go. Anyways, so as I'm standing in line to pay on the little self-service, I find something that I thought, well, I definitely have to try this. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of an ASMR as I.
Oh Lord!
No, good.
Open
can
up
you
this
do
bag.
it with the
this
beard
is
on though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'll be crying behind this beard because.
Oh God.
Hers Carolina Reaper flavor.
Oh my God, Dally.
Oh, hey, good news though. They're gluten free.
They are gluten free.
And oven baked with real.
Oh
cheese.
my God, Dally, are you about to end this podcast with you just dying in the background? Is that what's about to happen?
Let's find out, man.
What's your tolerance for hot stuff?
Big bag.
It's very high, surprisingly very high. But
what are you gonna do with the rest of that bag when you go to throw?
Yeah,
it
like
away?
you're gonna have one, and you're like, I don't know if I should. Like,
it did take me a while to eat all those Takis.
I mean, but Takis are Takis. Like,
you can
Takis are like the floor. That
they look like
does not look red enough to
I was
be
gonna say
Carolina
those
Reaper.
just look like normal cheesy poofs.
This is like Cheeto Puffs, honestly.
I got napkins.
Oh, good. He's got his
This
vodka now.
This explains the
There we
vodka.
That explains the vodka. Yeah, that was yeah. Hers, oven baked. Hers, Carolina Reaper. When it
Don't
comes
rub your
to
eye.
heat, it is off the chart, is what it says.
Oh, I thought they were gonna go with a rhyme. When it comes to heat, it can't be beat. Come on, like.
All right.
Oh God. Oh, you eat the whole thing too? Like not even a bite, you eat the whole stick. You're already reaching for 2?
Now rub your eyes.
Is this one of those chips that's
It's
like
interesting because it doesn't affect your tongue so much as it starts to get up into your nasal cavity.
Oh,
like
God.
because it's powder.
Oh hell no.
Ooh, it's clearing out my it's
That
like the
ain't
roof
it.
of my mouth and it's like up in the clearing out my sinuses actually.
Okay, where is this on your spicy scale? Like where is this?
It's like lower. Like
Like,
low to
I-
mid. Lower, I think it's lower because I have like
Like-
spicy Thai food. So
Like my threshold is low. Like mine is like hot Cheetos is like my ceiling.
oh wow. No,
Yeah,
my
I'm very
threshold is
sensitive
really
to
high.
spice. Yeah.
God.
This is not super spicy. It's got the tiniest little bit of kick. It's actually less than Takis, I think.
Complex, if you're
Yeah.
watching, just by any chance, if you want to put Dally on Hot Ones,
I'll do
why
it.
not? He seems to be able to like have you actually have you bought any of like the stuff from Hot Ones?
Not
Like
from
the
hot
hot
ones,
sauce?
but I have like I have what is it? I have scorpion pepper sauce. I don't have any Carolina Reaper, but I have a bunch of hot sauces over there.
The hot
Ghost
ones
pepper
ones
sauce.
are really good. I've never had their like spiciest one.
Mhm.
But what's the one in the yellow bottle? It's real nice.
The one
They have
early,
just the tiniest little bit of kick, by the way.
the one early on, like in their
No,
in their...
no, it's like midway to like towards the end. Oh man, I have some in my fridge. I'm just too lazy.
I actually have there's a video of a friend of mine. I think she put it on Facebook a few years back where she and her friends tried the last dab, and
I'll have to try that.
there's they all have like milk and ice cream ready in the just in case. And so she's standing in her kitchen and she eats it like with her wings, and it takes like a second for it to hit. And she goes from just fully standing up to just like having a sit down on the floor because it's just that hot. I'm like,
Wow.
if that was me, I'd probably be dying.
I'm gonna need you to scoop up any like the dust that's at the bottom of the bag and just like
Oh my God, Dally!
Snort a line of it real quick.
With the snorter line.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not like crazy hot. I've definitely had hotter.
Is it lingering still? Like
It is. I actually appreciate that it's lingering a little bit because what that means to me is that I can put a bowl out when I'm like watching football because I think there might be still some football going on right now. Who knows? When I'm watching sports, leave it out there and just take a little bit, and then come back to it later on while it's still got this like super long linger. There's a long tail. There's a long tail of this flavor. Man, I like that. Although I will say I'm like swallowing a lot right now because I still taste the powder in my mouth. It's not hot, but it is.
It's crazy, man.
Still tingling back there, and I really appreciate that. Like a lot of times, you'll take something and it'll just disappear after a little bit. I dig it. It doesn't taste great at all, but I don't know. Let me rephrase that. It's not gonna like leave you like the actual cheesy puff part. You're not gonna be falling in love with that part. Tastes like every generic cheese puff out there, but the little extra kick to me actually makes it worthwhile. So there you go. The hers Carolina Reaper flavored, extra hot, gluten-free cheesy poofs. Hey,
That's
real
important.
quick. Yeah. Real quick, it's the last giveaway the last giveaway of the evening, and I promise this. What's like the hottest thing right now besides the Carolina Reaper?
Balan Wonderworld.
Balan Wonderworld. No, the hottest thing right now is
all of the video game news is revolving around this one subject.
Around this one subject. New freaking tinsel.
Yeah.
Get it? Otherwise known as
NFTs,
NFTs,
baby.
New freaking tinsel. Well, I thought, let me tweet this out right now. About to give out the NFT. Let me tweet this out. Give out a special. What's another one? Monkey.
This better be like a really tiny JPEG.
Tiny monkey drawing time.
Join us.
Yeah.
ASAP. So I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if I got all of our resources together, all of SideQuesting, the mountain of cash that we sit on here at SideQuesting HQ, and we say, you know what?
You're not paying us, so yeah, you should be at plenty of it. So.
Literally, let's give an NFT out. And I thought, what is like the hottest NFT right now? Oh, it's the something with like the monkey NFTs. I thought let's give out a monkey NFT. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready because I'm giving you right now. Get right clicking, get the screen capture. There it is. There's your monkey NFT, everybody. I created him, Randolph, the red-nosed, whatever ape monkey, whatever that is. You could screen capture this. You could turn it into an animated GIF, whatever you want. It's yours. Go ahead, free, everybody. I'm giving it to you right now. Make it your avatar. Put it on
right
your
click that bad boy
car. Right click. I'll even post it on Twitter. You know, whatever you want to do. You just take it. It's our gift to you. There's your NFT. He's even got like little antlers on there. You don't understand how much work I went into scoping out all the free and Creative Commons clip art out there to add the hat, the antlers. I made the little Randolph gold.
Look at the shadow drop on that Randolph tag. Like
shadow drop, like drop shadow, man, like crazy.
The soft edges on the nose.
This is where I'm telling you, man.
It's almost as if you just hit the B button in Photoshop and put one red dot right in the center.
This is a turning point in NFTs, y'all.
This is it, man. It's yours. Right click, save. Actually, you probably can't over the video. But you know what?
Screenshot this video right now.
Screenshot this whole thing.
Yeah, print screen, paste it in the
thousands of unique individual NFTs have been created in the last 30 seconds.
Love it, and this is why we love you because it's a
mint
holiday.
This baby right now. No GTX 3000 series cars were harmed in the making of this NFT.
Nothing is trademarked or copyrighted on this screen.
The true zero footprint NFT right here, y'all.
This is a 0 foot. This is
gluten free.
Gluten-free. Oh my god, gluten-free NFT. Oh, I love it.
Low spice tolerance, gluten-free NFTs.
Yep. Carolina Reaper version of the NFT.
Gluten-free, low conflict, vegan, fair trade.
Low conflict, not no conflict. People die.
Low conflict.
Not a lot.
I love it. And there it is. Because this is what NFTs are, right? This is exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
There you go. This is how they're made. This is how they're sold or given. If you want to pay us money for this NFT, go ahead and just give us some cash. We're okay with it. You can send it
or give us some Fanatec steering wheels. Like honestly, we'll take it.
Steering wheels.
We will rename Randolph Fanatec if that's what you want.
If you buy this NFT first, we'll probably rename this podcast. I don't know. It's Dally's podcast. It's not mine.
It's our podcast. Yes, exactly.
We will name this podcast. We'll call it something short, but it'll be like a Formula One Grand Prix where it's like a really long title sponsor.
Yeah. But then, like the next day, we'll put out a post apologizing for the whole situation.
Yes. And then we will pull it.
Yes.
No, what you should do is within like the same half hour, post why you're doing the NFT, and then put out an apology post of why you decided not to do the NFT anymore.
After numerous feedback from fans alike. Yeah.
And, here's our apology. After numerous fans have tweeted at us, and we realized that our business case was not solid, SideQuesting has decided to no longer pursue Randolph, the NFT Christmas monkey thing, thingy.
Rain monkey.
We're sorry. Yeah, it is no longer part of the metaverse. But metaverses. Instead of multiverses, they should do metaverses and just put all those characters together. See, man, they gotta come to us.
It's where you take all of the avatars people have created for Facebook and just make them fight to death.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, with that, this has been a wonderful, definitely keeping it under an hour and 40-minute episode.
That's right.
Imagine if Taylor was here. Taylor got his booster, so he wasn't going to join us. But thank God. Otherwise, it would have been like only halfway through the show. This would have been longer than the Game Awards, but definitely more entertaining. You can find me at Dolly Demovsky. Please feel free to come to me for all your NFT needs. Rexley.
You can find me on Twitch at Airdo, because I don't stream anymore, but I might in the new year. Who knows? But I'm also on Twitter, where I'll retweet GIFs and like really funny things that Kyle Gatto says once in a while. What's up, Kyle Gatto? How you doing, buddy?
Kyle, we love you, Kyle. And how do you spell Airdo?
HEIRDEUX. That's not a code for a free game on Humble Bundle.
Down at that corner right there, JJ.
The_double_J or DisneyCompendium.com. The Christmas episode goes up this week, and it is the Jonathan Taylor Thomas classic Christmas story, I'll Be Home for Christmas. So
good stuff.
Good stuff.
That's a good holiday movie. Honestly.
You've never seen anything more 1998 in your life than I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Sam, where can we find you? Discord, probably, and then surfing the iRacing.
Find me on the track, baby. I hope you like smoking about some fumes. That's what you'll be getting.
Just turned into Sam. Just turned into
my car.
That's all that's happened here.
I'm a world exclusive on this podcast.
Come on here.
I also won Game of the Year while competing against titles that are way better than mine.
There you go. Let's go. Hype it.
Yep.
And I'll catch you out there in Mondstadt, which is a place for everybody that has no idea.
And we do have an update. Come here, lean in. Tell us.
I have an official Genshin Impact character count.
What is it?
10.
10 characters.
10.
There you
Good
go.
place. That's a good place to start. That's a good place to start.
Good job, Kayla.
Keep it free. Don't pay. Keep it free.
Keep it free, honey.
Keep it free.
Keep it free.
It's a good attitude to have in everything.
Yeah.
Or buy this guy from us.
Or buy this guy from us.
I don't know
We
how much
only
it costs.
accept Dogecoin too, by the way.
We only
Please,
accept
someone
Doge.
buy this NFT. I need Gene. You have no idea how much I need Gene in my life.
Yeah, like
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays. We'll see you all in the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye.
Bye.